Tonight we are located at Culinary in the heart of Lagos, where we are at Ofadaboy that houses a delicacy that needs no introduction. I'm talking about Ofada rice. Now many of you know it, but did you know that the sauce originates from Iperu? Yes, it is Iperu sauce, and today we have the pleasure of interviewing an event caterer, a restaurant owner, and a food festival curator. His name is Toby Fletcher, and he is the CEO of Ofadaboy. I'm super excited to be talking to him. I'm going to show you around. I'm going to show you all the things he has been able to do as an Iperu indigenous, and we are so proud of him. So stick around and see. And we are excited tonight to be at the heart of Lagos, Surulere precisely, where Ofadaboy is located. Now, Ofadaboy houses one of the delicacies that we all know that needs no introduction. Cheers to that. And of course, it's all about the taste. Now, most people know Ofada rice, but do they know the sauce? Not really. The sauce is from Iperu, and right beside me I have one of Iperu's indigenes. His name is Toby Fletcher, and he is the CEO of Ofadaboy. He's a restaurant owner, he's an event caterer, and of course is a food festival curator. Guys, help me welcome Toby Fletcher! Cheers! Earlier on you were giving me this. I was already getting a little bit tipsy.
Yes.
So this is really chilled. We're going to show you guys what it looks around, but right now it's evening time here and it's popping. We're seeing the customers, they're eating food, they're enjoying themselves. And it just begs the question. You know, I like to say that we are in an era where there is modernization of our homegrown culture, and you can see that obviously people like it. But what is the backstory to this?
Okay. You've introduced me already, but let me reintroduce myself.
Okay.
My name is Toby Fletcher, like you earlier said. I'm an indigene of Iperu. My mom is from Iperu and my dad is from Abeokuta. My great-grandfather is from Ofada.
Oh.
And that's where the Ofada rice originated from. And coincidentally, my great-grandfather was the first Ofada rice farmer.
What?
So, you know,
bragging rights.
So, you know, it's right in my vein. It's a part of me. It's what I grew up into. And my mom is from Iperu, where coincidentally, that's where the sauce is from. That's the sauce that goes with the Ofada rice, the popular Ofada rice. So I'm like a blend of the two. There's a balance in between the two, and that's who Ofadaboy is actually.
I will call you a cheat because I mean, on one hand you have the secret to the Ofada rice, on the other hand you have the secret to the sauce. As I said earlier, a lot of people mistake this sauce for the Ofada sauce, but it's actually the Iperu sauce. So I know that from research, it's more than that, more than just, you know, of course, your family background. You know, you've been able to build a business out of this. And how does that make you feel, the fact that you can take something that is supposed to be a localized culture and make it into this big market that you're exporting?
Okay, so one of the things I've learned with time is that we're gradually becoming strangers to our culture. You know, every other person seems to be amazed about what the culture has to bring. We've been so westernized, and you know, I'm so excited to do things that are supposed to be normal. You know, you see people come into my restaurant, take pictures of calabash, take pictures of palm wine, which is a part of who we are. You know, but you know,
Very tasty, by the way,
you know,
guys.
you go to events and you see people drinking champagne, and it's a normal to them. It's a norm, and you know, our own palm wine has become ceremonial. So you know, it took me 11 years to to get to this point. You know, we've gone through different hurdles, getting stabilizing and understanding the fundamentals of running this, making this work. And, you know, it comes with its own ups and downs, pros and cons, but you know, we thank God we're here now. And you're talking to us.
We do thank God. So I'm happy you talked about how we do not embrace our culture enough. So what do you think about the Iperu Millennials Network setting up Iperu Tourism to say, you know what, we want to showcase our culture, we want to showcase our people, we want to showcase our food, we want to talk about Iperu, we want to talk about the great things that we have done. How does that make you feel?
That's exciting. That brings out the inner joy. It brings out my inner joy. It's something that has been long overdue. It's something that's supposed to have been long done. You know, when I heard about it, I jumped up and I'm like, wow, this is great, this is brilliant, and that's why I'm here today. And you know, one of the things that I grew up knowing, you know, I lost my mom when I was quite young. She's she's from Iperu, you know, and you know, my mom, I grew up learning things about Iperu from her. Any small things you say, Akesan Day, Iperu Akesan, this, that, Iperu, because you know, I learned a lot from there, and you know, it drew me closer to my culture, to who we really what Iperu really is. But you know, when I lost that, there was kind of a gap. But now I'm happy I'm bridging it back, and you know, we're going to get there eventually.
I think you have almost bridged the gap on behalf of all Nigerians. Exactly. That is a very beautiful thing to say. As you rightly said, it's necessary for us to know our culture, know where we're from. So what would you say you love most about Iperu?
Okay, one of the things I love most about Iperu is the sauce. That's, you know, because that puts food on my table.
Literally.
And you know, and it's the center of my business, because you know, the rice can be the rice, but the sauce is a major determinant of what the rice is about. So I'm excited that I have Iperu blood running inside of me. I'm excited about their way of life, their festivals. I'm excited about a whole lot of things, you know. And you know, there's no time I'm traveling that I don't stop by at Iperu, either to eat their food, to pay a visit somewhere, or you know. And you know, one of the things I look forward to seeing is the tourism part. I hope, you know, we can do this more to enlighten people that Iperu has come to stay. Iperu, there's a new dimension to things in Iperu, and that is why this is happening. And you know, the sky is just a starting point.
Definitely, most definitely. I mean, some people might be wondering, why are we doing this interview in Culinary, Lagos, when we are talking about Iperu? But he is one of our success stories. He's a homegrown Iperu indigene that has come out to break waves and make waves in Lagos. It's not easy actually to do that, and so we're really, really proud of that. And I like the fact that I talked about the stories at Akesan. You know, I kept reading about the marketplace. I kept reading about the founding fathers. Earlier on, you even told me about Iperu Gari.
Yes,
he said Iperu Gari is better than Ijebu Gari. Quick question, do you guys agree with that? Undisputed?
Undisputed. You know, I don't know what corn is in English, but when you put Iperu Gari in your mouth, it wakes up all the nerves in your jaw. You know, you just feel that there's a party going on right in your tongue, in your mouth. So it's a different.
So we have to like judge that. Perhaps very soon we'll have like that. Yeah.
You know, there was a time I introduced Gary into parties. You know, because you know, I found out that a lot of things that people go for to eat in parties are not what they really want. When they finally eat in parties, they just eat to feed their tummy. And you know, I think the idea of a party should be what can I
something you crave to eat.
Yeah, something I don't see all the time. You know, so I introduced Gary and Yo-Yo in parties, and now is a big player in parties.
Wow.
You don't see any big party you see Gary, fish, ice cubes, and I started it. You know, I started a whole lot of things, but you know, that's one of the things I'm proud of because it's deep, and I get my Gary from Iperu, so you know, it makes me happy.
You seem genuinely proud about that,
Of course I am.
and of course you're an inspiration to a lot of people out there. I love the fact that you've been able to talk about all the amazing things you have been able to achieve. I mean, in 11 years of this journey that you have been through, and of course some people might be wondering, why are we talking to you? We're here in Surulere, Lagos, but this is a success story that is coming from Iperu.
Yeah.
And it has its roots and its foundation and even its business model based in Iperu's sauce, and that's a big deal. So there are a lot of people out there that might be feeling, oh, I have this talent, I have this skill, but it's almost localized, for lack of a better term, and it feels like, how do I make a business out of it, a business that can grow into something big, into something profitable?
Okay.
So what will you say to people like that?
Okay, what I've learned with time is that a lot of people don't want to wait. They don't want time to tell. They want to jump. You know, running a business is a process, and the process is what bets the progress. So you need that time to develop yourself. You know, I started 11 years ago, as I said, and I just didn't carry my bag to say I want to start selling my father rice. You know, it was my dad's funeral. You know, I lost my mom quite early. I lost my mom when I was 9 years old, thereabouts. So there was a lot of pressure on my dad to remarry. And you know, marry, and you know, I'm the last born. And my dad kept on saying, he doesn't need to remarry, he has children, he has boys, he has girls. And you know, that the only reason why he would remarry is if he doesn't get good food to eat.
Wow.
And you know, I was just in the passage and I heard that, and I'm like, so now food be this man problem. You know, I was pretty small. Then I used to carry, I had a small akpoti, that's what we call it. So I stand on it to cook on with my stove, you know, in the house, and you know, I cooked for my father a lot.
Wow.
And you know, then my father started buying pepper. You know, anytime he goes out, he comes back with that round fish, pepper and all that. You know, for a long time while growing up, our fridge was not working. So you know, every time my father bought, you had to cook it there and then, so that it doesn't get spoiled. So you know, I cooked every day. You know, I cooked every day. You know, when I went to the boarding school, there was even times I was in the boarding school and I had issues. Maybe I was suspended for cooking. And you know, my father was an old student of my secondary school, so they would invite him that your son has been caught doing contraband.
Caught cooking.
You know,
wow.
That is contraband, we call it right then. And you know, they would say, okay, because he's an old student, they would leave me alone. But my father would say, no, let me take him home. If you leave him, that means you are spoiling him. My father would take me because he wants me to go and cook for him. You know, so you know, it was really, really interesting growing up with my dad, and I learned a lot from him because he cooks too. So you know, and nothing wastes with my father. You know, we created a lot of meals with wastages, and you know, that's how Ofadaboy started. So when he passed on, I was the one in charge of the finances of his funeral, and you know, paying for the catering became a huge problem for me because it was a chunk of the money. So I just told my friends, I told my auntie that, auntie, what do I need to do this thing? We got a list, you know, the catering then was like 850k. When my auntie wrote the list, it was like 170 something thousand. I'm like, auntie, I'll give you 250,000, just buy all the things. And you know, we bought 2 cows, it was huge, you know. Then the Ashrebi was service boys' clothes. My friends were the ones that served. And you know, it became a party. And afterwards, I started getting 1 or 2 orders. And you know, I just thought, this can work. Yes, you know, that was how Ofadaboy started. You know, but along the line, sometimes 5-6 months, I wouldn't get a job. So I remember going to my mentor then, Alaperu, is a senior special advisor now, Ministry of Environment in the state. So I remember going in, then it was Aloma. So I remember going to him and saying, sir, I need a job. So I read microbiology, I need a job. He laughed and said, you know, you need to be able to starve now to enjoy the future.
Wow.
I can give you a job, but are you ready to forget about Ofadaboy? And I said, no. So I said, well, come on, don't worry, your time will come. And indeed, time really came. That time really came.
Beautiful story. And I love the fact that you're able to literally make lemonades out of lemons. I mean, This was a sad occasion, the passing of your father, but it turned into a beautiful story that I'm sure your father would be very, very proud of. Cheers to that. Cheers to that. Many more wins. Congratulations on your relaunch. We wish you all the best. Thank you so much for repping Iperu, making us all proud. Thank you so much, Toby Fletcher. That's all we can take tonight. It's time to have fun now. We're going to groove.
Yes, so let me take you
know, food. Yeah, we should go around. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for watching as well. This has been Iperu Tourism. And of course, I've been your host, Amanda Dara. Till next time. See you later.
I said they call me already. Kiki dominant. Yeah. We are here once again. But this time around, if you are not getting high, you are going solo. Catch this cruise. I've been missing the kissing I'm giving to busy. The reason is simply I just want to fizzy and go. Alakuba di omo yeah. Akoba adaba oh no my jadio. A home on you, I go party you, a fresh pass you, the old pass you. For which kind party be this? Now which kind party be this? Don't need wait away. Show fag, show she better. Don't need kaka. Don't need wait away. Show let pempe. Show rock up. I woke up in a new Maserati. Kill everyone, tell me what's it. I want to give you all you be wanting. Nah. I woke up in a new Maserati. Kill everyone, tell me what's it. I want to give you all you be wanting. Nah. Oh, nah.
Enough, Belu, Jelly, enough,
Alaji Orezi, king of the Faji. I'm always looking for cruises to catch. Anima Koli, where is the police? Cause two Baba don't say nobody holy. Oga police, why embarrassing me? Tasking and asking.